And so when I look at Hatsumi's art being perpetuated, for the last 30 years, it really wasn't. We did our best, always, but it wasn't really what he was doing. That was the big thing. Because he would take a non-compliant arm, so that's an arm that won't bend, and he would bend it on the opponent. But he wouldn't only bend that one, he'd bend all the others. So they ended up like this and they ended up on the floor in pain. But what he was doing was tension coupling it and gear training it into collapse. So once you know the body folds, it's very easy to get hold of someone's digit, make the elbow do that, the head do that, and then you're engaging with their mass neural reflexes as well. So you're taking them into flexion, so they can't get out of extension. And then you take them into a side bend, which produces a rotary torque in the spine, and then the knee collapses, and down we go, and you fold them like a little tin box, and you're away. And when we went with what we went with, he said, because of what you already know, I can show you this feeling. And it'll take a long time to get it, but you'll get this feeling. And so we came back with a model that we already had. We had a 4-year course at the time. And the model we came back with was positional release, which you all know. I'm telling some of your history, but for some it's new and needed. So positional release means that if you sprain a joint, that joint will go out of its normal alignment, its orthostatic position, and it'll go to a new neutral and be held there by ligaments. But it's now not in neutral, and so the signals that it sends to the central mass over the centre of gravity are incorrect. The brain is very, very sensitive to that, so it's getting messages from the feet, sacroiliac, and the occipital anterior joint, and the ears, the labyrinthal system, and the eyes. And anything that's out, it will make an adjustment to. And it's good at making adjustments, so I can put that shoulder a bit, but I've got to use the latissimus dorsi now. I've got to tighten the pec minor. I've got to counterbalance that with a lower trapezius. I've got to put more weight on that hip, but it'll be okay. And then I'm walking with that for a while, but that's an adaptation. So eventually that's going to get worse. So once that joint's out of position, the ligaments hold it there and the body goes into adaptation. We come along and we go, okay, I can take it further into its lesion, but I can't bring it out because it's resistant with fascia and ligamentous spasm to protect it. And so that was the way, because I'd done Sutherland's positional release course and other people's positional release courses, and so that's what we did for many, many years, and that was the base of the course. That was the ANMA. That's why it's so different now, because it's the opposite of that, the exact opposite. So you learn all that and you go, forget that. And it's much easier sometimes to learn something for the first time and forget it and disassemble it, reassemble it the right way around, but that's also possible without confusion. So about when we locked down, and I made loads of notes. I made these notes in Christopher got me these little books, Nature's Plan for Movement, and I wrote these little books in my little room with the sun shining, and I got this one out last night, so I was looking for some particular quote, and in the back it told me